Do you start your day with a cup of coffee? But lately, your legs feel weaker, stairs seem steeper, and standing up takes more effort than it used to? This isn't just aging. In fact, nearly 70% of people over the age of 65 are making a silent but serious mistake, and they don't even realize it. Their bodies are losing muscle mass day by day, even though they're eating well and staying active. Here's the truth. Protein alone isn't enough. After the age of 60, your body begins to resist the very signals that tell it to build and preserve muscle, a condition known as anabolic resistance. But here's the good news. There's one natural nutrient you can add to your morning coffee that's been scientifically shown to switch that signal back on. A tiny addition, a big change. I've spent years researching metabolism and aging, and I've seen firsthand how this simple adjustment, adding the right compound to your coffee, has helped thousands of older adults restore strength, improve mobility, and regain control over their bodies. No intense workouts, no expensive supplements, just one small step each morning. It only takes a scoop. Stir it into the coffee you already drink. Within days, you could notice stronger legs, better balance, and renewed energy. It's a simple yet powerful way to trigger coffee and muscle loss prevention, a strategy most seniors have never heard of. But here's a warning. If you ignore this now, your muscle loss could accelerate up to 3 times faster. That means slower walks, harder recoveries, and a higher risk of dangerous falls. So if staying strong, steady, and independent matters to you, keep watching. This could be the most valuable 60 seconds of your morning. 1. The silent trigger behind rapid muscle loss after 60. Have you ever felt like you're doing all the right things, eating well, walking daily, keeping your body moving, yet somehow, year after year, your strength keeps slipping away? The stairs you used to breeze through now make you pause halfway. Sitting down is easy, but getting back up takes a push. Your legs feel just a little less steady, a little less reliable. If this sounds familiar, there's a biological shift happening inside you that almost no one warns you about. It's called anabolic resistance. And it's the invisible mechanism behind muscle decline in older adults. The most frustrating part? It starts quietly, right after you turn 60. Normally, when you eat protein, your body breaks it down into amino acids. These amino acids are like raw building blocks, ready to repair and rebuild your muscle tissue. But as we age, our muscle cells stop responding effectively to that signal. It's like the construction workers are still showing up, but no one's coordinating the job. Despite eating well and staying active, the command to rebuild never reaches the target. That's why muscles don't recover like they used to. Why strength fades even when you're trying. It's not that you're doing something wrong. It's that your body's response has changed. Like having all the bricks and wood you need to build a house, but the foreman won't pick up the radio. So how do you flip the switch again? How do you get the message through? The answer lies in a very specific, scientifically backed compound, one that's been shown to wake up your muscle-building signal, even after 60. The best part? You don't need to change your whole lifestyle. No gyms, no complicated supplements, no drastic diets. All it takes is a small shift in how you start your day. A single step you can add to the coffee you already drink every morning, and you may just unlock a whole new level of strength, stability, and confidence. This isn't a gimmick. It's a science-based strategy called coffee and muscle loss prevention. It's a smart, simple, and sustainable approach to fighting age-related muscle loss, right from the comfort of your morning routine. In the next section, we'll explore exactly why regular protein no longer delivers the results you expect, and how your body needs something more targeted to truly rebuild and preserve muscle after 60. Task 2. Why protein alone is no longer enough after 60. We've long believed that eating enough protein is the key to preserving muscle. But if you're over 60 and still feeling weak in your legs, less stable on your feet, or slower climbing stairs, then the reality is, protein alone may no longer be enough. And it's not because the protein is bad, but because your body no longer responds to it in the same way. When you were younger, every protein-rich meal triggered a direct response: rebuild, strengthen, repair. But once you pass 60, that response fades. You may still be eating properly, but your body no longer hears the signal. That's when something called anabolic resistance begins to set in. It's a completely natural part of aging, but one that rarely gets explained clearly. It's like having all the right workers, all the raw materials ready at the job site, but the foreman never gives the command to start building. The project stalls. Your muscles stay unrepaired. Your strength quietly declines. So who or what is that foreman? Inside your body, the role belongs to a key biological pathway known as mTOR, short for mechanistic target of rapamycin. It acts as your body's central control switch for muscle growth and protein synthesis. In your youth, mTOR was easily activated. A modest amount of protein could trigger a cascade of muscle-building activity. But as you age, that switch becomes more resistant. It needs a stronger, more focused signal, something powerful enough to overcome the static. That signal booster is an amino acid called leucine. Not a fad supplement or hype ingredient, but a vital, science-backed nutrient your body already recognizes. Among the 3 branch-chain amino acids, BCAAs, leucine is the one that directly sparks mTOR. If protein is the pile of wood, leucine is the match that starts the fire. Without it, nothing ignites. And here's the key. To overcome anabolic resistance after 60, you need at least 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine at one time, not spread throughout the day, not hidden inside complex shakes. One single focused dose is what your body needs to wake up that growth signal. But most older adults never reach that threshold. One egg has about 0.5 grams of leucine. A scoop of high-quality whey protein may offer 1.8 grams and is diluted with other amino acids that compete for absorption. The result? You're eating enough, but your body still doesn't respond. Your muscles continue to fade. This is where the strategy of coffee and muscle loss prevention becomes so effective. By delivering the right dose of leucine at the right time, and especially when combined with your morning coffee, during your body's most metabolically sensitive window, you send a loud, clear message to your muscles. It's time to rebuild. In the next section, we'll dive into why coffee isn't just a drink, but the perfect delivery system to ensure leucine reaches your muscle cells at full strength and maximum impact. TOS 3. Why your morning coffee is the perfect launchpad for muscle recovery. You might be thinking, so I just need to take leucine, right? In theory, yes. But in reality, if you only focus on taking the right compound without paying attention to when and how you take it, you're only unlocking half its potential. And here's where something surprisingly simple makes all the difference. Your morning coffee. The moment you wake up, your body enters a unique biological state known as the anabolic window. During this phase, your insulin levels are naturally low, and your cortisol, a hormone responsible for alertness and energy mobilization, is naturally elevated. That might sound technical, but all it means is your body becomes more sensitive and responsive to nutrient signals. Now let's talk about coffee. Specifically, black coffee, without sugar or heavy cream. Beyond helping you wake up, black coffee activates your sympathetic nervous system. It increases circulation, mildly elevates your heart rate, and expands blood vessels. What does that mean? Whatever you consume with your coffee gets delivered faster and more directly, especially to your muscles. And here's the best part. Black coffee contains no sugars, no competing amino acids, and does not spike insulin. That creates a clean metabolic highway for leucine to travel straight to your muscle cells and activate mTOR, the master switch for muscle growth and repair. On the flip side, if you take leucine with a carbohydrate-rich breakfast, say toast, oatmeal, or a fruit smoothie, you flood your bloodstream with glucose. Insulin surges, and the mTOR signal gets scrambled, diluted, or delayed. It's like trying to send an urgent message over a jammed phone line. The signal might get there, but it's distorted. A clinical study published in 2022 in Frontiers in Physiology confirmed this. Researchers found that older adults who consumed leucine while fasting, especially with black coffee, experienced significantly higher muscle protein synthesis compared to those who took leucine alongside a mixed meal. This is what makes coffee and muscle loss prevention far more than a trendy idea. It's a proven metabolic strategy, grounded in research, accessible to anyone, and most importantly, something you can start implementing tomorrow morning with minimal effort. In the next part, I'll walk you through a clear, step-by-step guide for using this strategy in your daily routine. No complexity, no guesswork, just real, practical results. 4. A simple 5-step routine to activate strength starting tomorrow morning. Now that you understand leucine is the spark that reignites muscle growth, and your morning coffee is the fuel that propels that spark straight to where it needs to go, it's time to put that knowledge into action. But how do you apply this strategy in a way that's simple, sustainable, and effective? How can you start without overwhelming yourself or disrupting your entire routine? Here's a 5-step process designed to align with your body's natural biology. Each step builds on the next, ensuring that the signal to rebuild muscle is not only sent, but received, loud and clear. Step 1. Wake up, but don't drink coffee just yet. Right after waking, your first priority should not be caffeine. It should be hydration. Start with a glass of warm water. Add a pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon juice. This helps replenish electrolytes, jumpstart digestion, and gently activate your cortisol rhythm, preparing your body to absorb nutrients more efficiently just minutes later. Step 2. Brew your regular cup of coffee, but use the right kind. Opt for pure black coffee, ideally made from high-quality beans. If black coffee is too strong for your taste, you can add a splash of unsweetened plant-based milk, like almond, oat, or coconut. But absolutely avoid sugar, condensed milk, or flavored creamers, as even small amounts of added sweeteners can spike insulin and blur the muscle-building signal you're trying to send. Step 3. Add the right leucine, in the right form, at the right dose. While your coffee is still hot, stir in 3 grams of pharmaceutical-grade leucine powder. This should be a clean, unflavored, third-party tested formula, free from additives, sweeteners, or coloring agents. Use a digital scale or measuring spoon for accuracy. 3 grams is roughly 3/4 of a rounded teaspoon. Stir until fully dissolved. You likely won't taste anything, but your muscles will feel the impact. Step 4. Drink it within the golden window. Don't delay. Consume your leucine-infused coffee within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. This is your metabolic sweet spot, a narrow window where your body is most sensitive to muscle-building signals. Drinking it during this phase not only activates mTOR more effectively, but also helps maintain your fat-burning state, especially if you're practicing intermittent fasting. Leucine doesn't spike insulin significantly, so you stay in a fasted state metabolically while still protecting lean tissue. Step 5. Light movement. If possible, amplify the signal. This step is optional, but powerful. After finishing your coffee, dedicate 5 to 10 minutes to light resistance movement. Think bodyweight squats, wall push-ups, knee raises, or light resistance band work. This isn't about exercise, it's about sending reinforcement. You've told your body, rebuild this muscle, now you're proving you'll use it. This pairing of signal leucine plus stimulus movement creates a clear, synergistic message. Preserve this strength. Rebuild what's fading. Most important of all, consistency. Aim to follow this routine at least 5 days per week for 2 to 4 weeks straight. Don't rush the results. Give your body the chance to re-establish its anabolic rhythm. Most people who stick with this notice a tangible shift within 7 to 10 days. Steadier legs, less fatigue during movement, fewer nighttime cramps, and noticeably sharper mental clarity in the mornings. This isn't a crash solution or a gym shortcut. It's a coffee and muscle loss prevention protocol designed for real life, for aging bodies, and for people who want results without stress, strain, or extremes. In the next block, we'll show you why building muscle does more than improve strength. It can improve fat metabolism, stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and even reverse signs of cognitive aging. 5. Muscle is a living system, not just strength. We often talk about muscle as a symbol of strength, the thing that helps you walk steadily, get up from a chair with ease, or climb stairs without gasping for breath. But here's a deeper truth. Your muscles are not just for movement. They are a living, breathing, metabolic powerhouse that keeps you alive and well at every level. You may have never thought about this, but every fiber of muscle on your body, no matter how small, is responsible for storing glucose, burning fat, managing insulin, lowering inflammation, and even protecting your brain and immune system. Picture this. Every time you eat carbohydrates, whether it's a bowl of rice, a slice of bread, or a piece of fruit, your blood sugar rises. If your body doesn't have a place to store that sugar quickly, it lingers in your bloodstream. That triggers a spike in insulin, leads to stubborn belly fat, and over time, drives you toward insulin resistance. The solution isn't to cut all carbs. The real fix is to rebuild your body's natural storage unit for glucose, your skeletal muscle. Here's the concern. After age 60, you don't just lose muscle mass, you lose your muscle's ability to hear the signal to rebuild. Even if you eat enough protein, the response is weak. Your muscle stops listening, and silently, slowly, it starts to vanish. Along with it, your metabolism declines. That's why muscle loss affects far more than your strength. It causes poor blood sugar control, easy fat gain, especially around the waist, fatigue after meals, foggy mornings, anxiety, poor sleep, and loss of appetite. But here's the good news. Preserving even just 5 to 10% of your muscle mass can completely change your trajectory. Energy comes back, blood sugar levels stabilize, you sleep deeper, your thinking clears, your mood lifts, and the best part? You don't need a gym membership. You don't need heavy weights. You don't even need daily protein shakes. What you need is a targeted, science-backed strategy, executed at the right time of day. That's what makes the coffee and muscle loss prevention protocol so powerful. It's easy, it fits your life, and most importantly, it works. Every morning that you stir 3 grams of leucine into your coffee, you're sending your body a clear message. Stay strong. Rebuild. I still need this muscle. In the next section, we'll explore how maintaining muscle does more than improve movement or appearance. It also helps balance your hormones, support your joints, sharpen your memory, and strengthen your immune system. Things you never thought were connected are all linked to one powerful system, your muscle mass. 6. Muscle is the key to hormones, joints, memory, and immunity. When you look at a body with strong, healthy muscles, you might think of strength, mobility, or a fit appearance. But beneath that layer of muscle lies a cascade of biological benefits, rippling through your hormonal balance, brain health, joint integrity, and even the strength of your immune system. Let's begin with hormones, the silent conductors behind your energy, emotions, sleep, and daily motivation. Skeletal muscle is the only tissue that actively helps regulate hormonal stability as you age. When your muscle mass decreases, so does testosterone, not just in men, but in postmenopausal women too. This hormonal dip doesn't happen in isolation. It brings along a string of symptoms: chronic fatigue, reduced libido, irritability, unstable mood, and persistent insomnia. And it doesn't stop there. 2 other vital hormones, DHEA and growth hormone GH, also decline in parallel. If you've noticed slower recovery after activity, lingering soreness from mild exertion, or a general sense that your body doesn't bounce back like before, chances are the gradual loss of muscle has broken the natural hormonal recovery loop inside you. Now let's talk joints. Most people assume joint pain means arthritis or bone loss, but the real reason often lies elsewhere. Joints start to ache not because bones are weak, but because the muscles around them are no longer offering support. Think of muscles as scaffolding for your knees, hips, and spine. Without them, every step you take places direct pressure on cartilage, causing micro-damage and inflammation. Pain increases, movement decreases, and in a vicious cycle, you lose even more muscle. And what about your brain? Here's something most people never hear. Your muscles talk to your brain. Every time you activate them, muscles release special molecules called myokines, chemical messengers that reduce inflammation, boost neurogenesis, and strengthen the connections between neurons. This means seniors with more muscle don't just move better. They think more clearly, react faster, and are significantly less likely to develop memory loss or depression. Muscle safeguards cognition in ways medication never could. Lastly, and perhaps most critically, we must talk about your immune system. When muscle breaks down, your immune defenses weaken. Why? Because muscle tissue doesn't just move you. It actively produces immunomodulating cytokines, agents that regulate immune response and help your body fight off infection and chronic inflammation. People with sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, aren't just physically weaker. They're also more prone to getting sick, taking longer to recover, and facing higher risks of post-illness complications. That's why the coffee and muscle loss prevention strategy isn't just about maintaining muscle tone. It's a metabolic trigger that supports your entire internal ecosystem, helping your hormones recalibrate, your joints stay resilient, your mind remain sharp, and your immune system stand strong. Every scoop of leucine in your morning coffee is more than just a supplement. It's a decision to invest in your long-term vitality. In the next section, we'll bring everything together into one practical, easy-to-follow protocol, so you can take action tomorrow morning and start feeling real changes within days. #7. Tomorrow morning's protocol: rebuild muscle with a single cup of coffee. After everything you've just uncovered about muscle, hormones, memory, inflammation, and immune strength, the most important question now is, where do I begin? You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. You don't need to commit to complicated workout plans. You don't need to spend money on dozens of expensive supplements. You simply need one intentional action, done at the right time, repeated consistently. That's the foundation of the coffee and muscle loss prevention strategy, and here's exactly how to begin, starting tomorrow morning. It's simple, logical, and incredibly effective. Step 1. Wake up and hydrate. The moment you open your eyes, drink a glass of water. For optimal results, add a few drops of fresh lemon juice or a pinch of sea salt. This gently stimulates digestion, activates your adrenal system, and resets your body's internal rhythm. Step 2. Brew your coffee the right way. Use plain black coffee, no sugar, no creamer, no flavored syrups. If you want a richer texture, use unsweetened almond or coconut milk. Avoid dairy and additives that could disrupt the metabolic signals you're about to trigger, especially the mTOR pathway, your body's muscle-building switch. Step 3. Add leucine at the correct dose. Measure first 3 grams of pure leucine powder, free form, unflavored, no BCAA blends, no additives. Stir it directly into your hot coffee. It dissolves easily and doesn't alter the taste. This dose is not random. It's the therapeutic threshold proven to activate muscle protein synthesis, especially in older adults with anabolic resistance. Step 4. Drink within your golden window. Consume your leucine-infused coffee within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up. This is your body's most receptive moment. Natural cortisol is elevated, insulin is low, and your digestive tract is clear. Leucine taken at this time amplifies protein signaling, boosts fat oxidation, and primes your metabolism for the day. Step 5. Optional, but highly recommended. Get moving, lightly. Just 5 to 7 minutes, bodyweight squats, wall push-ups, gentle band pulls. You're not doing this to burn calories, you're doing this to send a message to your body. This muscle is still needed. Movement's leucine creates a synergy your physiology can't ignore. And the best part? You're not adding complexity to your life. You're upgrading a habit you already have. If you already drink coffee each morning, all you need is 1 scoop of leucine, 1 small addition, 1 intentional signal, and you'll begin rebuilding one of the most protective assets your body has, metabolically active muscle mass. Within 10 to 14 days, you'll start noticing changes, more stable steps when going downstairs, rising from a chair without using your hands, less soreness after errands or walking, and perhaps most surprisingly, clearer mental energy in the morning. This is the power of right timing, right nutrients, right signaling. In the next section, we'll uncover the 3 most common mistakes that prevent seniors from maintaining muscle, even when they try their best, and show you how to avoid these traps with 1 smart shift in your morning routine. 8. 3 mistakes that quietly steal muscle from older adults, even when they're trying. There's a quiet paradox many people over 60 face. You start taking your health seriously. You eat better, you go for daily walks, you even take supplements, but somehow the muscles keep shrinking. Your legs feel weaker, stairs feel steeper. Getting up from a chair feels like a challenge. It's as if your body is betraying your best efforts. If that resonates with you, you're not alone. In truth, many older adults are working hard in the wrong direction. Not due to lack of effort or willpower, but because of 3 surprisingly common mistakes that silently sabotage their progress. Mistake number 1, believing protein intake alone is enough. You eat meat, eggs, and fish. You may even add whey or collagen powder. And yet, no real change. Why? After 60, your body becomes resistant to the muscle-building signal that protein normally sends. This is called anabolic resistance. You're delivering the raw materials, but the construction site stays inactive. The signal to rebuild, the activation of mTOR, never arrives. So it's not a problem of what you're eating, it's about whether your body knows what to do with it. Without the right dose of leucine, taken at the right time, your meals might be rich in nutrients, but still fall short of rebuilding anything. Mistake number 2, exercising, but not sending the right stimulus. Walking every morning? Great for your heart, but if your goal is to preserve or rebuild muscle? Not enough. Past age 60, your muscles need to be challenged in specific ways. This doesn't mean lifting heavy weights, it means doing movements that create resistance. Pushing, pulling, holding, squatting. Even 5 minutes of tension-based movement is enough to trigger the signal. This muscle is still needed. Don't break it down. But even more crucial than what you do is when you do it. The ideal moment? After your leucine-enhanced black coffee in the first hour of your day. That's when your body is primed to absorb signals and ready to act. Mistake number 3. Thinking weakness is just a normal part of aging. It's normal to slow down at this age. Older people naturally lose strength, don't they? These thoughts may sound harmless, but they're incredibly dangerous. Because the moment your mind accepts decline as inevitable, your body follows. You unconsciously stop trying, and your physiology adapts accordingly, by shrinking your strength. But the truth? Your body can still rebuild, at any age. Muscle is responsive, even at 70 or 80, if you send the right signal. And one of the simplest, clearest signals is this. A scoop of pharmaceutical-grade leucine, stirred into black coffee, taken in the first hour of your morning. You don't need a gym, you don't need expensive shakes, you don't need a complicated routine. You just need to avoid these 3 mistakes and replace them with one daily signal. In the next section, we'll uncover exactly why leucine is the key to unlocking this response, and why, when timed right, it can spark noticeable results within just 10 to 14 days. 9. Leucine, the biological switch to reignite your body after 60. Among the dozens of amino acids your body depends on, only one has earned the title of master switch, especially for those over 60. That amino acid is leucine. So what makes leucine so extraordinary? Because it's not just a raw material for building muscle, it's a biological signal that tells your body it's time to rebuild. Imagine inside every one of your muscle cells, there's a hidden control panel called mTOR, short for Mechanistic Target of Rapamycin. mTOR is the core command center that decides when to grow muscle, when to preserve energy, and when to shift into repair mode. In your younger years, eating a meal with protein is enough to flip the switch. But after 60, mTOR gets sluggish. It no longer responds to normal cues unless it receives a strong enough signal. And in the biological world, the strongest signal to wake it up is leucine at the right dose. Not just protein, not a general BCAA mix, not a scoop of flavored whey. Only pure leucine at 2.5 to 3 grams per serving can reliably activate mTOR, especially in older adults with anabolic resistance. When mTOR is switched on, the results are tangible. Muscle breakdown stops and regeneration begins. Fat metabolism improves, blood sugar becomes more stable, mental clarity sharpens, chronic inflammation begins to retreat. But when mTOR stays dormant, protein from meals goes underutilized, your body continues to shrink muscle mass. Aging accelerates, often silently. Here's the critical point. The leucine threshold isn't easy to hit with normal meals. To trigger mTOR activation, you'd need to consume about 3 grams of leucine in one sitting. That equals nearly 6 egg whites, or 130 grams of chicken breast, or 2 full scoops of pure whey isolate, all in a single meal, not spaced out across the day. For most older adults, that's not realistic. Appetite decreases, digestion slows, and tastes change. And that's exactly why coffee and muscle loss prevention is a brilliantly simple solution. It's convenient, it doesn't burden your digestion, and most importantly, it delivers leucine during the prime metabolic window, within 30 minutes of waking. Even better, taking leucine with black coffee avoids insulin and glucose interference, ensuring your mTOR signal stays sharp and unblunted. A single scoop in your morning brew becomes more than a supplement. It becomes a metabolic spark. In short, leucine isn't just a nutrient, it's a switch. And after age 60, you can't assume your body will flip it on its own. You have to prompt it. You have to send the signal. You have to deliver leucine at the right time, in the right way, at the right dose. Coming up next, I'll walk you through the details. Which form of leucine is most effective, how to mix, measure, and store it, and most importantly, how to turn this into a sustainable daily ritual. This next step will help you turn theory into action and move you one step closer to your goal of rebuilding muscle, revitalizing metabolism, and maintaining independence as you age. Nano 10, the science-based leucine protocol, how to choose, mix, and sustain this habit for muscle recovery after 60. By now it's clear, leucine isn't just a supplement. It's a biological signal, a switch that tells your body to rebuild, restore, and reawaken strength that time may have dulled. But here's the caveat. Using leucine incorrectly, wrong dose, wrong timing, wrong combination, can render it ineffective. That's why this part of the journey matters just as much as understanding the science. Let's break down the three-step, research-backed protocol that turns coffee and muscle loss prevention into a daily transformation tool. Step 1. Choose the right type of leucine. Because not all forms trigger the switch. Many people mistakenly buy BCAA blends, whey with added leucine, or capsules filled with mixed amino acids. The result? Too little leucine, delivered too slowly, diluted by competing compounds. Here's what you actually need. Free-form L-leucine, pure, single-ingredient form. Micronized powder, for fast absorption and easy mixing in hot coffee. Unflavored, odorless, zero sweeteners, keeps your morning coffee sacred. Third-party tested, ensures purity and potency. Clearly labeled with pharmaceutical-grade, 100% L-leucine, no fillers. Avoid anything that says vanilla-flavored, pre-workout blend, or mixes with creatine. These may confuse the mTOR signal, and that's not what we want. Step 2. Dose it right, at the right time, in the right environment. How much? 3 grams per serving, roughly 3/4 of a standard teaspoon. How to mix? Stir into hot black coffee, no milk, no sugar. When to take it? Within 30 minutes of waking, while insulin is low and mTOR is most sensitive. Optional, use a mini blender to dissolve fully. This is the golden metabolic window, especially for older adults whose protein signaling pathways have dulled with age. And here's an essential note. Do not combine leucine with a high-carb breakfast. Avoid oatmeal, toast, sugary fruit smoothies because spiking insulin will blur the mTOR signal. If you're practicing intermittent fasting, good news. Leucine does not significantly spike insulin and keeps you metabolically fasted while still preserving muscle. Step 3. Make it stick. How to turn this into a lifestyle, not a chore. Consistency builds results, but sustainability builds transformation. Those who see real, lasting improvements in energy, leg strength, and balance after 10 to 14 days are the ones who keep the leucine jar next to their coffee maker, tie leucine to a habit they already do. Track small wins. Stairs feel easier, morning brain fog lifts, muscles don't ache after walks. Share their new routine with a friend or spouse for mutual encouragement. This isn't about being strict. It's about sending one powerful signal consistently until the body relearns how to listen. No heavy lifting, no calorie tracking, no doubling your protein intake. Just a smart, repeatable signal delivered with precision each morning. This is how coffee and muscle loss prevention becomes a living protocol, not a passive tip. And in the next section, we'll zoom out and see the bigger picture. Why rebuilding muscle is not just about walking easier, but about activating deeper healing, slowing cellular aging, and reclaiming metabolic youth, even as the years pass. By now, you've learned a simple, science-based formula, one that can reshape your body's metabolism even after 60. A single cup of morning coffee, 3 grams of pure leucine, taken at the right time, in the right way. That's it. And yet, it's enough to send a powerful message to your body. It's time to rebuild. It's time to reclaim strength. It's time to take back control from aging. Here's the truth. Muscle loss isn't just normal aging. It's a process you can slow down and even reverse. And coffee, when paired smartly, becomes more than caffeine. it turns into a powerful metabolic signal. You don't need drugs. You don't need heavy workouts. You don't even need a full dietary overhaul. You simply need to deliver the right signal at the right hour and repeat it consistently. And that's exactly why more and more longevity experts are referring to the coffee and muscle loss prevention strategy as a biological age reset tool. Gentle, but shockingly effective. If this video brought you clarity and value, subscribe to the channel so you never miss a future strategy tailored for life after 60. Share this video with someone who needs it. A parent, a friend, or someone silently losing strength. And if you're ready to go deeper into reversing metabolic aging, check out the playlist linked below. It's packed with simple science-backed tools designed for your stage of life. Your body has never stopped listening. Maybe it just hasn't received the right signal. Until today. And today, with a scoop of leucine in your coffee, you've begun to speak its language again.